When you graduate, you will almost certainly be entering a very competitive job market. Employers tell us that not only are they looking for excellent scientists, but they also want individuals who can communicate clearly, both in written and in spoken word, who can work in a group, and who have a wide range of field skills that can be applied to the areas of ecology and environment. Now, to help you get a job, we've decided at Sussex to devote 25%, this is rather a bold move, 25% of the first 2 years to skills training. This might be this kind of skills training that we show here, where we have an individual, a student, a first-year student, practicing giving a good, concise presentation in front of an audience of fellow students. Of course, as experience gets bigger, those students will be giving presentations in front of wider audiences. We also need to teach you a range of practical skills. These could be, for example, this kind of field study data here, where we've got an individual carrying out a field survey out here locally on the Downs. Another kind of skill that we will teach is the interpretation of satellite data. Of course, satellite monitoring is a very important way to figure out what's going on in the environment and vitally what's changing in the environment. Here we have some satellite data given to me by my colleague Jorn Charlemagne at Sussex, who would teach you on the Ecology and Environment degree. And here he's showing the way that temperature changes across the entire world at various times of year. These data are very, very important for producing models to predict, for example, when mosquitoes will emerge with the associated risk of malarial infection. But that's enough from me. We now need to hear from a real graduate, and we're going to be hearing from Janice Watson. Janice left school at 16, had a career, and then decided later on to come to university to study ecology. Janice is working locally for the Sussex Wildlife Trust as their head of conservation. Janice.
Thanks, Jonathan. Well, coming to Sussex as a mature student certainly brought its own challenges, but it was incredibly rewarding and has been the key to a worthwhile career in nature conservation. Since graduating, I've used my degree on a daily basis at work, and I've relied heavily on the skills that I learnt here. When applying for jobs, those research and writing skills will come into play, and at your first interview you'll really appreciate the value of the presentation skills you learnt and the confidence gained. My first work as a graduate was actually in volunteering, following on from the practical volunteering that I was involved in at university. This gave me an opportunity to build on what I'd learnt about how different organisations play their part in ecology and the environment, and also to gain further skills and experience. In my current job at Sussex Wildlife Trust as strategy lead for conservation policy, I'm required to work across the organisation on a very wide remit. So no 2 days at work are ever the same. The conservation agenda is always changing, and it's important to stay abreast of scientific thinking as well as its practical application. And again, these are all skills that I learnt on the degree course. When you are the voice for the environment and you're representing an organisation, particularly one that's sponsored by its members, you realise the importance of getting your facts straight. Once again, you rely on those research skills and being able to present the facts in a language that's right for your audience. My work is both proactive in trying to influence others to protect the environment, as well as reactive where we've identified a threat to the habitats of Sussex. For example, ancient woodland, as we see here, and our very rich marine environment. Examples include major changes to the UK's planning framework and the Marine and Coastal Access Act. As well as lobbying for change, I work with the decision makers to ensure that national and international policy and legislation influences their work. Recent large-scale schemes that impact Sussex, both on land and at sea, include the realignment proposals for the Cuckmere Haven, here, and further out the Rampion offshore wind farm. Beyond written responses and meetings, I use various media to put messages across to a wide audience, and this includes newspaper and magazine articles, TV, radio interviews, as well as websites, and using social media to respond quickly and keep a conversation live. Above all, my degree awakened a thirst for knowledge and equipped me with the skills and confidence to find that information. You'll be surprised at what you learnt about yourself when you're at university. And even if a career in ecology and the environment is not for you, your time at university and the transferable skills gained on this degree will definitely be useful to you in the workplace and beyond. Thanks, Jonathan.
Janice, thanks very much indeed. I think you can see from what Janice has just been telling us how important these skills are that you pick up doing your degree in ecology and environment here at Sussex will be in helping you to secure that first job. Thank you for watching.